that the child will carry on thinking, if I have a tantrum, I will get what I want. So,
Mm.
yeah, so there's something inherent within all of us, not a unique quality, but inherent that we kind of know what we want or think we know what we want from a very early age. Next question really would be, would you say as a person you operate on a more emotional psyche, emotional base than a practical or pragmatic way? Are you more practical or are you more emotional or are you well balanced? No, I wouldn't say you're well balanced, because I jest,
Yeah,
but no. What? How do you operate emotionally or practically?
yeah. I suppose in answering that, you'd have to then sort of lean slightly towards societal norms and what is acceptable for a man, really. Because even women would say that a man talks too much, but they know they know that's the job of a woman to talk too much. So when you start talking too much, they think, whoa, that man talks too much. And it's all gender based. It's all being, I don't think it should be restricted to a certain gender. It's a privilege being able to talk. Um, but so when you don't express, when if you express yourself emotionally, it has to be to a certain extent. You can't then go into the women's area and more, because a woman will talk to you, and if she gets really emotional, you can see it. She just, she tends to break down, and because you know but men, um no matter how, well, some men, no matter how emotional a man gets, the expectation is that you don't break down. That's the expectation. Society
Mm.
expects you to not break down, to be able to complete whatever your statement, your comment, or whatever emotion you're trying to express it like a man. But
Mm.
it's not very applicable these days, because I've seen even sports men on television being asked how they feel about losing a game or whatever, and you could see them just welling up. They're very
Mm.
emotional about it. I remember, I think it was Italian 90, this football player called Baggio. Is it Roberto Baggio or whatever? And I think they lost. They lost in the finals or something. I can't remember who they lost to. And he was sobbing. He was really, really sobbing. And you look at it and you think, oh, it's a grown man. It's sobbing live on television to millions of viewers
Mm.
around the world. So I suppose it's not that applicable now, but there's a certain circle of
Mm.
men that you'd be in, and that would be looked down on. It'd be like, whoa, why you crying like a, you know. So to answer your question, whether I find it easier to express myself practically or emotionally, I would say I, I tend to be more practical. I tend to be more practical. So for instance, when I'm talking to my fiance Jeanette, and I say something like, and she starts talking, she'll be like, "Oh, you can't, this." This and that happened and blah blah blah. And I remember having to stop myself, because the next question I was going to ask is, what are we going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And that's a man. But women just want to be heard. They just want to be listened to. And sometimes I have to stop myself and think, right, don't ask her what. you're gonna do. Just listen. Pretend you're listening.
Mm.
Half of the times I'm not listening. I hope she's not listening to this. But half of the times I'm not listening. I'm just going, yeah, 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 mm-hmm. And then she catches me out. She goes, "What do you think?" Oh, I'm like, "Whoa, is it a test?"
I can certainly see why she finds you annoying if you don't really listen to her. I mean, surely, I know you're generalizing about females and males, and of course, there's
Yeah.
loads of overlaps where you get some women who don't want to convey their feelings very,
Oh,
very much, and some men who do. So there's always an overlap. But I think is it not dangerous to sort of just put both the genders into that sort of category? Basically, if someone needs to talk, whether it's a man or a woman, it surely is a good thing if whoever they're trying to talk to is actually listening and actually participating in the conversation. I know what you mean. People often do just need to be heard and not interrupted, speak what's on their mind or whatever's stressing them. But it has to really be listening is still a two-way conversation, I would have thought. But yeah, I know what you're getting at. There's generalizations.
mm.
Maybe women are more adept at expressing their emotions than men are. And it probably goes back again to childhood, where I think something that used to be said to me, which when I've looked back over the years, I think was wrong. Big boys don't cry. And I think big boys do cry, and big boys should not
Oh yeah.
be alarmed or frightened of crying, because it's a human emotion. It's not crying, oh, it's just a female emotion. It's a human emotion. I was watching a guy on television the other day on one of the YouTube independent people, and he was talking about the very sad events in Australia on Sunday. And I see him quite regularly moving around the country talking about different things. And he's you might say he's a typical guy. He's a big chap, sounds thoroughly nice, decent man, which he obviously is. But as he was talking, not so, well, it was about this sad event, but it was related items to that. And as he was talking, you could see the odd tear trickling down his cheeks. And I didn't think, oh, that.